Procrastination. Procrastination is probably the most recognizable form of self-sabotage. It's when we delay tasks that need to be done, often telling ourselves we'll do it later. But deep down, procrastination is usually rooted in fear of failure, fear of success, or even fear of starting. The result? We end up scrambling at the last minute, producing lower quality work, and feeling a lot more stress than necessary. Perfectionism. Perfectionism might seem like a good trait, but it's actually a double-edged sword. Perfectionists set impossibly high standards for themselves, which can lead to chronic dissatisfaction and a fear of making mistakes. This fear can be so paralyzing that it stops us from even starting a task, or it leads to endless revisions and tweaks that prevent us from finishing anything. Negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is that little voice in your head that constantly criticizes you. It tells you that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, or that you're a fraud. This kind of self-talk can be incredibly damaging because it erodes your confidence and self-esteem over time. The more you listen to it, the more you start to believe it. Overcommitting. Do you find yourself saying yes to everything, only to feel overwhelmed and exhausted? Overcommitting is a form of self-sabotage where you take on too much, often because you don't want to disappoint others or because you feel obligated. But spreading yourself too thin can lead to burnout, stress, and decreased productivity. You might end up resenting the very tasks you agreed to do. Fear of failure. Fear of failure is a powerful form of self-sabotage. It's the fear that if you try something and don't succeed, you'll be embarrassed, disappointed, or judged. This fear can stop you from taking risks, trying new things, or even setting ambitious goals. The irony is that by avoiding failure, you're also avoiding success. Self-medicating. Self-medicating is when you use substances like alcohol, drugs, or even excessive food to numb your emotions or escape from stress. While it might provide temporary relief, self-medicating can lead to a host of other problems, including addiction, health issues, and even more emotional distress. It's a way of avoiding dealing with the root causes of your stress or pain. Imposter Syndrome. Imposter syndrome is the belief that you're not as competent or capable as others think you are, and that you'll be exposed as a fraud. It's common among high achievers who attribute their success to luck rather than their own abilities. This can prevent you from pursuing new opportunities, speaking up, or fully embracing your accomplishments. Avoiding challenges. Avoiding challenges is another subtle form of self-sabotage. When we stick to what's comfortable and familiar, we avoid the discomfort of growth and change. But by doing so, we also limit our potential and miss out on opportunities to learn and improve. It's easier to stay in our comfort zone, but it's not where growth happens. Dwelling on the past. We've all made mistakes or experienced failures, but dwelling on them can keep us stuck in a cycle of regret and self-blame. When you constantly relive past events, it's hard to focus on the present or plan for the future. This form of self-sabotage keeps you chained to the past, preventing you from moving forward. Comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy, as the saying goes. Constantly comparing yourself to others can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. It can make you focus on what you lack rather than appreciating what you have.